Show presented by Conecuh Sausage. Conecuh Sausage is a game day favorite and always great on the grill. Pick up a pack at your local grocer or visit the new Conecuh gift shop in Evergreen, Alabama. Coming up, special guest, a look around Auburn Athletics, and a check of all the day's action across college football. Featuring Ronnie Brown, voice of the Tigers Andy Burcham, Jason Campbell, and Stan White. Now, the host of the Tiger Tailgate Show, Brad Law.
Their official school website defines Good Bull as anything that embraces or promotes the traditions of Texas A&M. This summer, national pundits placed the Aggies among the country's elite. But the Maroon Wave went from a crest to a crash, and personnel losses started to mount for Jimbo's jumbled gang. Turns out those lofty projections were just Good Bull. On the Plains, it's only good vibes. A Cadillac and his convoy rev their collective engines and roar into Jordan-Hare Stadium tonight for a game with all the electricity of a championship clash. Hello everyone, War Eagle, and welcome to another Saturday of Auburn Tiger football. Neither team has won a game since September 24th, but that won't matter a little 3 hours from now when the Tigers and Aggies get underway. A&M possesses one of the most electric running backs in America behind a young but talented offensive line. Auburn also boasts a back that doesn't take a back seat to anyone behind a steadily improving offensive line that seems to have found an edge of late. Now it's time for the first word from the Auburn locker room. Here's Andy Burcham with interim head coach Carnell Williams.
You know you get a tough Texas A&M ball club. Both of these teams are in much the same boat. You've got to win out to become bowl eligible. So there's a bit of urgency, certainly, with both of these teams today.
No doubt. I'm sure they're sitting in the same position we're sitting in. I want everybody to know that Coach Jimbo Fisher, along with that staff and that team, they're a doggone good, really good team. Talented, very talented team. So we are going to have to be at our best. We are going to have to play complementary football. We're going to have to cut out the mistakes. We're going to have to play discipline. Football, relentless, and we're going to have to run the football and take our shots, and we're going to have to play a lot better on special teams.
Listen for Andy's complete conversation with Coach Williams 30 minutes prior to kickoff, presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. Our full crew is here as we get set to start another Tiger Tailgate Show. Brad Law, Andy Burcham, Jason Campbell, Stan White, Ronnie Brown across the stage. Guys, after last week's game and the valiant effort at Mississippi State, coming back home, there is quite an electricity here. There's an authenticity behind the passion and the excitement as this team gets set to, or as this fan base gets set to rally around this team here tonight.
Last week, the theme was serve and believe. They've added two more factors to that: discipline and execution going into this game this week. Auburn has to execute better, especially in the red zone, than it did a week ago. And carry over that momentum from a week ago. There's no question that the Auburn family has carried that momentum over. I think tonight will be the most electric atmosphere that we've had at this stadium this season.
Jason, this crowd typically, as we start the show live on location, this is as big a crowd as we have had watching the show. The traffic was heavier than it has been at any point this year, even for a season opener when everybody's been waiting 9 months. It's palpable, the kind of energy within the fan base right now.
Oh, yeah, it's outstanding. Went to the basketball game last night, and it was sold out. And then tonight to be sold out, a 3-6 football team, just think about it. That's only at Auburn that can happen. Yeah. And when you think about the impact of, Carnell being the head coach, the interim head coach right now, he brings energy, passion, and fight. And these guys respect that because he's the guy that wore that emblem on the side of his helmet. He's the guy that understands what it's like to be in a locker room. And these guys understand when you start to play for each other, things happen. People get behind that when you're showing the passion and the energy. And I think that's something that's been lacking from the program lately. Mm-hmm. And I think he's giving that back. It's not so much right now about the wins and losses. Of course, we want to win. But at the end of the day, we got to get this thing going back in the right direction by putting the passion and the integrity and the fight back into our program.
Stan, how does that translate to better execution on the field? Because we're talking about emotional things. How does that emotion help the team to execute at a level high enough to win?
Well, if you just look at the second half, you're down 24-3 last week on the road. And then all of a sudden you come back and get behind that running game and are able to design some plays, design for Robbie Ashford to get outside the pocket and actually run it. And they came back and took the lead late in that game with a minute to go. So you look at the film and just say, okay, look, guys, this is how we got back in it. You get back in it on raw emotion and keeping fighting, but you also have to execute. You have to execute the play. And that's what they did, Ronnie, in the second half last week, because you get down on the road by 21. It's a difficult task to come back, especially, Auburn is more of I wouldn't say they're one-dimensional, but their passing game is obviously behind their run game this year, and it has been all year. But they utilize their quarterback in a way that they got him into the running game, and that's what helped them get back in it.
Yeah, and to see just the energy that they displayed last week, against a football team that no one really gave them a chance on the heels of a loss at home to an Arkansas football team, and to be able to do what they did, being down 24-3, being able to come back and just keep fighting. The thing that gets overlooked too often is this game of football is a lot to do with, the unmeasurables. It's heart, it's will, it's want to. And that's what this football team displayed last week. Andy, they were doing a really good job. Normally in the 24-3 loss in a 24-3 deficit going into the locker room on the road, it could have been a lot different. And those guys came out with the same type of energy, did a really good job, made some adjustments at the half, and played an inspired football game to where they really gave themselves an opportunity to win that football game. Could have, barring a couple penalties at the end of the game.
And one of those factors that I think helped turn the game last week was finally getting pressure on Will Rogers. Early on, Auburn wasn't even coming close to Will Rogers. And then all of a sudden, Auburn started to get to him a little bit more. Derek Hall. I thought Colby Wooden may have had the best game that he's had this season for the Tigers. And Auburn finally put some pressure. And yet this week, Jason, it's a completely different offense tonight.
Right, it's definitely a different offense. But like I said, I think Coach Smeddon, they found something last week when they was rushing 3 in the first half. It was so much zone. Will Rogers was picking us apart. Then we decided to rush 4, and then we decided to rush 5. And that's when Derek Hall and Kobe Wooten was able to get sacks, because now you get those one-on-one matchups with the right tackles and with your best defensive end. And tonight was going to be a different game, because you're playing the Aggies team. They like to run the football.
It's more of a pro-style offense, yeah.
So now these guys you want to get dirty in the trenches tonight if you want to win this football game.
Ronnie, one of the elements surrounding this game, you and Jason have already been talking to a lot of guys who came in a signing class 20 years ago who won a ton of games here, and your guys' careers overlapped with theirs a little bit. It's been kind of a special reunion here the last 24 hours or so.
Yeah, just being on campus today. And this week I fielded a lot of phone calls from guys, former players like this big ugly guy sitting next to me, Marcus McNeil. But, I think the energy.
You weren't talking about Stan.
The energy around the football game, it's electric. You talk about, a crowd for the Arkansas game that was probably half of this going into that game. And you look today, the energy, the excitement around what they did, and it's coming off of a loss as well. And so, you got these guys before coming up here. There's a tailgate going on behind us where a lot of former players are there. So hopefully we'll get a lot of those guys to come up here and visit us and sit with us. But, even the crowd out front, and this is amazing, because I think the energy, what Auburn football is, it feels that way. And the energy and the excitement around this football team, and I think it's just off of, Carnell's energy. And his coaching staff and the trust and the believing in it.
Well, another thing, I think they relate to him.
Yeah.
First of all, he's an Auburn guy. If there's a definition of Auburn, it's Carnell Williams. Mm-hmm. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's from a small town, Alabama. Alabama guy, and he, I think I speak for almost every fan of Auburn. They relate to Carnell Williams, and so they pull for the team that he's the head of right now, and they pull more for it because they want these kids to have success.
It's energy, and another word I think about is authenticity. I think there's such an authenticity with Cadillac that is part of that relatability. So
absolutely.
We're going to talk more about that as we go along. We're going to have special guests. Seriously, stick around with us for the show. It's going to be a great time today. And here's what's on the menu for today's show. We've got former Auburn Tiger Jonathan Jones, who's now playing with the New England Patriots. We have Tasharvin Bell, another fantastic defensive back for the Auburn Tigers, one of the top receivers in Auburn history. Eli Stove will be here. Mayo Sowell, a linebacker, standout from those teams a couple of decades ago. And straight ahead, we will visit with the Dean of the Harbert College of Business, Dean Joe Hanna, in our campus spotlight. What's on the menu is presented by Whataburger, introducing the new Whataburger Breakfast Bowl. That's right, one convenient bowl filled to the brim with a fresh baked biscuit, scrambled eggs, crispy hash browns, creamy gravy, shredded cheddar jack cheese, and your choice of sausage or bacon, available for a limited time. Don't go away. The Tiger Tailgate Show continues in a moment.
Conecuh Sausage is a product we all know and love, and it's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh Sausage dog or premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh Sausage is celebrating their 75th year. The Sessions family making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96. Kia of Auburn is happy to connect the Kia brand to the Auburn fans. Our winning lineup has something for everyone at almost any budget. SUVs like the Telluride, Sorrento, and Sportage. You prefer a sedan? Check out the Rio, Forte, Soul, or the Sporty Stinger. And don't forget our new multi-purpose vehicles, the Carnival, or our amazing hybrid or electric vehicles. Kia of Auburn is a proud supporter of Auburn Athletics. Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. Whoa, Rico.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a grill at your college football party. My full grease trap, that's something you clean? Now you're smoking your car and garage instead of your meats. And if you don't have the right coverage, fixing this could be a trick play. So bundle your home and auto with Allstate to save up to 25% and get protected from mayhem like me.
Bundled savings discounts will vary by state. Saving up to 25% is a countrywide average of savings off the home policy. Combining the multiple policy discount for having auto insurance with Allstate and the welcome discount savings at enrollment.
When we say we're an everything school, we mean it. Since 1872, Auburn University graduates from the College of Agriculture and the Samuel Ginn College of Engineering have built on the land-grant mission to drive economic development, improve quality of life, promote social well-being, and enhance national security. Celebrating 150 years, come see why Auburn's College of Agriculture and Ginn College of Engineering continue to be pillars of the past, pioneers of the present, and foundations for the future. Visit auburn.edu.
This is a 2-minute drill on the Tiger Tailgate Show, presented by Conecuh Sausage.
Here with voice of the Tigers and man of the people, Andy Burcham. Boy, you are all over the place. And Auburn Athletics has had a busy week and a successful week.
Has.
Men's basketball 2-0 in their first week of the season.
Both men's and women's basketball 2-0 in their first weeks of the season. The men come from 9 down at halftime to win against USF last night.
2 more home games next week before the team heads to Cancun for the Cancun Challenge.
Auburn will host Winthrop on Tuesday, and that is actually truly the first game of the Cancun Challenge for Auburn. That starts at 6 o'clock Tuesday. We're on the air at 5:30.
Women's team, as you mentioned, 2-0 to start their season. 2 games in 3 days. Yeah. They won both of them, and they are in action against Georgia Tech next Wednesday.
One of Auburn's big wins a year ago at Tech. Also this week, Auburn men's cross country, Ryan Cannon, will move on to the Nationals. He will be the first male at Auburn to do that since 2014. They ran up in Huntsville. Just saw Brent Crouch walking by.
Yeah.
Auburn volleyball with a big 3-1 win last night.
21 wins.
Ole Miss, yeah.
Most in the SEC.
It's been a phenomenal year for that team. So it has been a really good week for Auburn.
And Greg Williams and Auburn Equestrian got it started with a win over Texas A&M yesterday.
10-6.
Yeah, 10-6. So lots going on around the Auburn campus. Again, we've got men's basketball coming up next week. Cancun Challenge in a couple of weeks. Make sure that you tune in. Check out all the schedules at auburntigers.com. And download the Auburn app if you haven't yet. You can hear men's games, women's games, Tiger Talk, football broadcasts, everything. Baseball, softball when we get around to that in the spring. So really good stuff. We're going to take a look around campus, go to our campus spotlight. Dean Joe Hanna from the Harbert College of Business coming your way in just 2 minutes. We're counting it down to Auburn and Texas A&M from sold-out Jordan-Hare Stadium. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Check out the Talking Tigers podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. The Talking Tigers podcast is a series of one-on-one interviews hosted by the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham. Each week, Andy is joined by a featured guest with Auburn ties from athletics, entertainment, and other walks of life. Past legends and present trailblazers, insightful and entertaining. It's the Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham. Like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts today.
Sports matter. They bring us together. That's why we're a proud sponsor of athletic programs across the state. More fans, families, and friends trust Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama to provide the health insurance coverage and services they depend on. We're proud to support Alabamians. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters.
North American beavers are excellent swimmers, but on land they waddle about clumsily. That is until they spot the yellow tag on a stack of Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. Their instincts kick in and the colony springs into action. Just like that, these master builders make off with their newfound building materials.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Head down. He's in. Touchdown, Auburn! The game has changed, and the future of Auburn Athletics now demands a strong name, image, and likeness program. I'm Andy Burcham, and I urge you to support On to Victory, the name, image, and likeness collective for Auburn student athletes. Please take this opportunity to improve the lives of our players and give our teams the best chance of success. Learn more at ontovictory.com.
It is the Tiger Tailgate Show on a gray November afternoon on the Plains. We're getting ready for the Tigers and the Aggies from Jordan-Hare. One home game remains after this one. Still time for you to register your child ages 5 to 12 for the Auburn Tigers Kickoff Kid Contest from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Winners get to retrieve the kicking tee at Jordan-Hare. Plus, you get 4 game tickets, pregame VIP hospitality, a custom T-shirt, video board recognition, and sideline access. Enter now at auburnKickoffKid.com. That's auburnKickoffKid.com. Joining us now is Joe Hanna, Dean of the Raymond J. Harbert College of Business at Auburn University. Exciting things are happening there, and we welcome you to the show, War Eagle.
Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it. This is fantastic. It's quite an honor to be here and an honor to represent the Harbert College.
You guys are on a busy day for you, correct?
It is a busy day for us. We've got most games. We have tailgates and celebrations, and today we've got a shareholder tailgate, and also our School of Accountancy is having a tailgate.
So you're heading back over there when you're done with us.
I will. I'll head back over there. Get some food and beverage before we go into the game.
Well, the rankings rise for the Harbert College of Business every year. Enrollment continues to rise as well. Just talk about the continued growth of what is already and has been for a long time a prestigious college.
Well, so I've been here since 1999. And the Harbert College has transformed over the last couple decades, and certainly over the last 10 or 12 years, it's been a phenomenal transformation. And we've now got, over 5,600 undergrads and about 1,100 grad students. And the students, the quality of the students is amazing. Yeah. The quality of the students keeps going up. And we've got great graduate programs and undergraduate programs that, as you mentioned, are highly ranked. And the students sort of demand that of us. They keep us on our toes and keep us honest.
How important is the scholarship program at Harbert? You guys, what, $1.2 million recently? Is that right?
Yeah, we just gave out about $1.2 million in scholarship funds this last academic year, which was a record for the Harbert College. We've got a lot of great, committed, very passionate donors, and those donors like to see our students succeed.
Right.
And college education obviously is expensive, so they have risen to the call and really helped us out with that.
You have some incredibly capable instructors and professors. It's also been a point of emphasis to bring in experts in other fields, and whether it's career fairs or guest speakers, to expose the students in the college to some real-world professionals in the fields that they want to go into. So I know that's been an emphasis.
Well, so one of the things that the Harbert College tries to do is we try to provide a superior student experience, which means in addition to the academic education they're getting, obviously that has to be very high quality, but we also want to provide experiential learning opportunities, which can be anything from global programs to international study programs, internships, case competitions. And we've had, this fall alone, we've had over 300 different industry practitioners come to campus and either speak to classes or speak to student organizations. We've had a couple of career fairs. We've got great representation at those career fairs. We've had over 150 different employers come to those career fairs.
Wow.
And that's got to be rewarding not only for the students, but for those companies that are coming here as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And a lot of those companies come here because the students that we graduated 7 or 8 years ago are now with those companies and have had a lot of success and had a lot of exposure in that company, and they've sort of built our reputation. And we couldn't have the reputation we have if it weren't for our students and what they go out and accomplish.
Brand new Institute for Real Estate Development. Just opened that, correct?
Yes, we did. So, the Harbert College, in addition to the academic credentials and the academic programs we have, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build sort of centers of excellence. Yeah. And we have a Center for Supply Chain Innovation. We're part of the RFID lab. And we've just opened a Real Estate Institute. And that Real Estate Institute is going to help us with educating people in the real estate area, which obviously is a big booming area of finance.
Sure is.
Right now, anybody who's looking to buy or sell a house knows that, right? But commercial and residential real estate. Okay. So that's going to be very exciting for us.
Broadening and expanding in another area, too, the Harbert Investment Center. I know you just had a ribbon cutting for that. Tell us a little more about that.
We did. So the finance program is one of the larger programs in the college. And we have a group of students that are phenomenal students, and we've got several faculty members that are involved in that. And we've sort of re-envisioned that, and we've basically just recently opened a financial trading lab, which makes the students feel like they're actually on Wall Street, and they're actually doing investing, and they're actually doing decision-making related to investments. And so we did a ribbon cutting, just finished renovating that space, and this is the first semester it's been open, and it's been incredibly well received by the students, and employers love it. They come and check it out, and so it's been a great addition to the college.
Dean Johanna with the Harbert College of Business, our guest today on the Tiger Tailgate Show presented by Conecuh Sausage. This past year, this freshman class at Auburn, no more competitive than what we saw this year. Are you seeing that as well with the Harbert College of Business?
We absolutely are. Yeah. The quality of students over the last several years is phenomenal, and it just continues to rise. We see good quality students at the undergrad and at the graduate level. I mean, they're well prepared, they're well committed. The poise. Yesterday at our ribbon cutting, we had 2 or 3 of our students that stood up and spoke, and quite frankly, they stole the show. Yeah. They were the people that everybody was there to see, yeah. and they do a fantastic job. They're poised, they're intelligent, they're great students. They really are.
The future business leaders are coming from the Harbert College of Business. What if people want to find out a little more information, and maybe they're parents of students who might be interested in being a part of the Harbert College of Business? What do they need to do?
Well, I tell you, we obviously our website, we have lots of opportunities to connect. One of the things the Harbert College wants to do is engage and interact with people. And obviously we do that with our alumni. We've got over 50,000 living alumni. But there are potential future students out there. There are people who may not be alumni but have interacted with our students and they want to get involved. So they could reach out through the website. They can all of us have our emails, on the website. They can also just pick up the phone and call or walk into the building if they want and come visit us.
Real world experience, just like that.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you being a part of the show today and telling us a little more about it. Enjoy the rest of the tailgate.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you all for having me.
War Eagle. Johanna, Dean of the Harbert College of Business at Auburn University, joining us here in our campus spotlight. More to come straight ahead when the Tiger Tailgate Show continues in a moment.
The Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger is an all-time favorite. It brings so many flavors together in harmony, you might wonder if it's greater than the sum of its parts. It's got 2 all-beef patties, both of which fantastic. Crispy bacon, love that. Grilled onions, melty cheese. I mean, who would say no? And sweet and spicy pepper sauce. Yes, please. I guess we're kind of partial to every part. The Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it. Order online to earn rewards.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Auburn Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley. Call for a Redmont and water at bars and restaurants throughout the great state of Alabama. Redmont Vodka, available at select ABC stores and package stores. Redmont Vodka is 8 times distilled, gluten-free, and is made from non-GMO corn. Looking to support a local business? Redmont Distilling is Alabama proud and minority owned. Learn more online at redmontdistilling.com.
Saturdays in the South mean football and outdoor projects. And like an all-American lineup, nothing works harder or better than quality John Deere equipment. So get to Sun South, where it's more affordable than ever to own the best equipment available. Plus, discover our new selection of John Deere compact construction equipment, perfect for larger projects. Think Sun South, with 21 locations throughout the Southeast, or shop online at sunsouth.com. Sun South, proud to be the preferred tractor of the Auburn Tigers.
This is a 2-minute drill on the Tiger Tailgate Show, presented by Conecuh Sausage.
All right, we'll take this 2-minute drill and update the Yellowwood scoreboard. We've got a couple of games involving SEC teams that are in progress now. Number 11, Ole Miss, has just scored a touchdown to take a 10-point lead over Alabama in Oxford, 17-7. The score there with 5 minutes to go in the first half. They're listening. Florida shutting out South Carolina 21-0. They're early in the second quarter in Gainesville as the Gators look for back-to-back wins. Earlier today, number 5 Tennessee ran it up on Missouri 66-24 in Knoxville. It was Vanderbilt scoring its first SEC win since 2019, beating Kentucky in Lexington 24-21. And 7th-ranked LSU moved one step closer to clinching the SEC West with a 13-10 win at Arkansas. Looking at top 25 games outside the SEC today, it is number 3 Michigan leading Nebraska 14-3. They're late in the first half in Ann Arbor. 10th-ranked Clemson leads Louisville 10-7 just before the half in Clemson. Number 14 Penn State shutting out Maryland 21-0 midway through the second quarter there. Number 16 NC State a 10-point lead over Boston College. It's 17-7 in Raleigh late in the first half. And in New Orleans, number 22 UCF with the early lead at 17th ranked Tulane 24-7. About 3 minutes shy of halftime in that matchup. Earlier today, number 2 Ohio State blew out Indiana 56-14. It was number 20 Notre Dame holding off Navy 35-32 in Annapolis, and Purdue goes into Champaign and upsets number 21 Illinois. Boilermakers beat Brett Bielema's bunch 31-24. On the stage now, former Auburn defensive back, current New England Patriot, Jonathan Jones. He's got a terrific initiative he's going to tell us about in 2 minutes. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Auburn Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Here with This Week in Auburn Athletics. Auburn men's cross country had its best NCAA regional finish yesterday since 2015, with junior Ryan Cannon leading the way, finishing 7th out of over 180 runners. Cannon will compete in the NCAA cross country championship on November 19th. Number 4 Auburn Equestrian kept up its winning ways with a 10-6 victory over number 5 Texas A&M. The Tigers close out their fall schedule on Thursday and Friday, hosting Bridgewater and defending national champs Oklahoma State. Volleyball earned another road victory at Ole Miss yesterday for its 10th SEC win, the most since 2015. Freshman middle blocker Kendall Kemp had 9 blocks in the match and now has 144 on the season and owns a single-season program record. Number 15 Auburn men's basketball defeated South Florida 67-59 last night. Junior guard Wendell Green led the Tigers in scoring with 20 points, with senior guard Alan Flanagan just behind him with 18. Auburn will host Winthrop on Tuesday at 6 Central. Auburn Sports Network coverage will begin at 5:30 Central. To view full schedules and more information, visit auburntigers.com. For This Week in Auburn Athletics, I'm Jacob Hillman. War Eagle.
The Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine in Auburn is dedicated to its mission of transforming medical students into caring, compassionate physicians. VCOM partners with Auburn University for student activities, shared learning experiences, and research opportunities. Students are instructed in a hands-on learning environment by outstanding faculty members that are dedicated to student success. VCOM is working to improve the health of Alabama's citizens by increasing the number of primary care physicians throughout the state, especially in rural and underserved areas. Find out more at vcom.edu.
We are back on the Tiger Tailgate Show. This crowd is something else, man. The student line is backed almost all the way up to the stage, and people are milling around. They're excited about Auburn football with Texas A&M in town tonight, and has very little to do with A&M, frankly. Brad Law, Jason Campbell, Stan White, and joining us now on the stage, Jonathan Jones, Auburn cornerback 2012 through 2015. He's currently with the New England Patriots. Emma Chumley is here as well. We're going to talk with her and find out a little more about what they are up to. But Jonathan, let's talk a little football first. First, just how does it feel to be back on campus and to see what this place looks like right now?
Feels good. I mean, it's a lot of changes that have occurred since I've left, but it feels good to be back. Still feels like home, and you can't miss it. You can't miss being in Auburn.
Well, if you think about changes, you need to go see the new football facility.
I'm going to make my way home.
You're going to think we was in the Motel 6 when we was here.
Man, I saw some of the videos, and I mean, it looks amazing.
It got to be the best in the country. But, John, talk about, man, just, life being here at Auburn, and what did it feel like being part of the Auburn family and just learning so much in the NFL, and what's the dynamics of college football versus NFL football?
Oh, man, my foundation is here. Being here for so many years, being here for all my 4 years, the coaches that I had, I learned so much. And Auburn just teaches you to be ready, for the league. The competition here is football aspect of it, but off the field, there's a camaraderie of the community. Every Saturday is this, and it's been that way, and it's going to continue to be that way. And it's been so much for me. So making my way into the NFL, it's been easy. It's been an easy transition coming from Auburn. High level of football, week in and week out.
You play for one of the most iconic coaches over the last half century, 25 years, in Bill Belichick, and how did and you kind of related on that. How did this prepare you to play for Bill Belichick? And they've won so many Super Bowls, and obviously over the last 20 years. And how did that prepare you?
It's simple. When you walk into the facility here, there's a saying that says "work, hard work," and that's kind of our mantra. As we compete every day, it's work, hard work, no days off, and that's kind of the winning formula.
2 interceptions already this season. Just kind of talk about the year you guys are having to this point.
We're building. We started off 2-2, and we're coming into the bye week here above 500, and that's kind of been our goal, to get back on track. So we got a lot of football left. We're going to 8 more games to play, and we want to continue to get back on the winning streak.
You mentioned camaraderie and community, and that is a big reason why we wanted to have you on today and talk about something that you are doing to help give back to the Auburn community, and that's a big part of why Emma Chumley is here. Emma, tell people what you're doing.
Yes, sir. So we have the Auburn Sustenance Project here on campus that started this past year. And our goal is to provide snacks and meals for Auburn City School students who are in need. We want to give back to the local community. Auburn University resides in such an amazing greater Auburn community, and we just feel like it's our job to give back to those people. I know Jonathan mentioned coming home, that Auburn is home, and so we just really think that it's great that Jonathan is coming home to help all the people in our community, and we're really grateful for him. And so our goal is for Thanksgiving and Christmas, we want to provide 50,000 snacks and meals to Auburn City School students.
Awesome. Jonathan, what was it about this project that really touched you and made you want to get involved with it?
Kids. My foundation, the Next Step Foundation, is big on youth, mentorship and leading those youth in the right way. So when they said those kids, going hungry right here in Auburn, as a kid here in college, you kind of miss a lot of those things. You don't see what's going on. And so when I had the opportunity to come back and connect with them and see what was going on, it was a no-brainer for me.
There are so many people who are blessed in this area. It's hard to fathom, though, that food insecurity is a thing that families deal with here. It's kind of hard to see that sometimes when you see so many people who aren't dealing with the issue. But this project kind of highlights that and is a big part of the battle against food insecurity.
Yeah, I would say so. I think a lot of that is silent suffering. A lot of people, don't speak up when they're in that position, and it's a lot of silent suffering.
During spring break earlier this year, this project provided breakfast, lunch, and snacks to 23 families for 5 days in the area. That's 115 breakfasts, 115 lunches, 230 snacks. It's outstanding work, and it's still a fairly young project. Emma, talk a little about how this kind of came about and the people who are involved in this project.
Yes, sir. So I was in Dr. Caroline Purvis's human development class this past spring, and we made a big link between food insecurity and nutrition and education and just growing up in general. And so some of the students in my class, we decided that we wanted to make this a project that we took head on and faced it for our community. And so we started with spring break, and then we saw how much of a need there was in the Auburn community that we didn't know of before. And so we did it for the summer, and over the summer we fed 181 children throughout the summer for just around 40,000 snacks and meals. And so we knew that we had to make this an official, organization here at Auburn. And so this school year we made it an official student organization, and now we're hoping to do it for every school break that comes up.
Yeah, that's outstanding. And people listening now, people literally live at the stage now can get involved today. When they walk away from the stage today, they can get involved, right?
Definitely. Jonathan is here. He's helping us. We have a tailgate set up right outside of gate 19, which is just right on the other side of the stadium. He'll be there signing autographs, taking pictures, and we're taking donations. We do have, Instagram and Facebook, and we have Venmo, PayPal, all those kinds of things. And we do have, in-person donations where you can go drop off non-perishable foods and canned goods all around campus and all around the Auburn community.
We talk with football players, Jonathan, all the time about what do you want to do with your platform, and this is really kind of a neat way for you to be able to use your platform in a really positive way.
Oh, so much. We've been blessed with a platform as athletes, and just to use it. Like I said, there's so many organizations that I'm able to partner with, and this one being one with the youth, it is near and dear to me to know that there's kids out there, going without food, and just be able to help put meals, on the table.
All right, one more time, tell people how they can find out more information and get involved.
Definitely. Sorry, Jonathan.
Jonathan
it's your time to shine.
Yeah, Jonathan told us when he took the stage, look, Emma's the star of the show.
It's your time to shine.
That's right.
Yes, sir. So we do have an Instagram. It's Auburn Sustenance. And then our Venmo is the Auburn Sustenance Project. It's all 3 words. And then the same with PayPal. So if you go to our Instagram, you can see right there in our bio how you can donate. And it'll also have all of the locations for where we have food drop-offs. And then if you just look up Auburn Sustenance Project, our website will pull up. And there you can also find how to donate, how to get involved if you want to sign up to pack food, donate food, go deliver food to the schools. There's a ton of different ways to volunteer.
Outstanding stuff. I know you guys are making the rounds today and are going to be all over the place. Thank you for making us a stop on the tour and for telling people about this project. We really appreciate it. War Eagle to you both.
War Eagle. Thank you for having us.
Jonathan Jones, Emma Chumley, part of the Next Step Foundation, providing breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks, hopefully to over 450 local students over Thanksgiving break, and then the sky is the limit from there. We appreciate them stopping by. Hey, another program that's going on is the Picks for Kids program, back for its 11th season. Chick-fil-A is donating $1,000 to Children's of Alabama for every interception by the Auburn defense. Picks for Kids program benefits more than 1,800 kids each month in the Hearing and Speech Center at Children's. So War Eagle and eat more chicken. By the way, Jonathan Jones, 7 interceptions throughout his Auburn career, 9 interceptions thus far in his NFL career. Stay with us. There's more to come when the Tiger Tailgate Show continues in a moment.
Auburn found itself ranked for the first time in 2013, heading to number 7 Texas A&M. The Tigers led 45-41 with less than a minute to go, needing one more stop against the 2012 Heisman winner for an Auburn Bank championship moment after this.
We're live from Auburn Bank signing day. Angela scanning the closing documents. Looks like the competitive rate her Auburn Bank mortgage lender promised. She gets the pen, clicks it once, twice, spin move, and we have a signature. Angela Green is a first-time homeowner. With competitive rates, online applications, and hands-on mortgage lenders, the wins just feel bigger. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. NMLS number 403461.
The snap to Manziel. Pressure off the edge. He's flushed out. He's running around. He's in trouble. He's going down. The Tigers are going to win. The Tigers are going to win. Johnny Manziel goes down in a heap back at the 44-yard line. And a flag late. It was D. Ford coming off the edge. And with 11 seconds to go, the Auburn Tigers are going to win against the number 7 Texas A&M Aggies here in Kyle Field in College Station, Texas.
D. Ford recorded his second sack of the drive and the game in the biggest moment of the game to give Auburn a 45-41 win.
Greatest formation in college football anywhere, particularly on the road, the victory formation. Marshall will take a knee. That will end it. And here in the home of the 12th man, the Auburn Tigers have served notice to the college football world that they are back. 45-41. Auburn defeats number 7 Texas A&M here in Kyle Field.
The 6-1 start to the season was already the biggest turnaround in the nation after a 1-6 start one season prior. This was a championship moment presented by Auburn Bank, champions of you.
This is a 2-minute drill on the Tiger Tailgate Show, presented by Conecuh Sausage.
Brad Law with Auburn's legendary quarterback Stan White. He's still the all-time passing yardage leader for the Tigers. And last night, you can now cross one more item off of your bucket list. Last night, he was the celebrity in at Neville Arena for the Auburn basketball game. Tell us how.
I've done it before, but it's been a while. So they had to remind me how it worked. You got to have it 4 times, show it up, But I tried to do it on her, but I did. It's been about 4 or 5 years ago since I did it.
So there's a plan. Like, they give you actual instructions.
Sure. Oh yeah. They say you can't mess it up. It spells Auburn, obviously, and I'm the end. So you got to wait till the very last, and then they do, who are we, Auburn, whatever, and you got to stand up. I was a little late.
Who are we, whatever?
My future's not as a cheerleader. I can tell you that.
No, probably not. You could have asked for some tips from back home.
Yeah, exactly. I should have. Yeah, well, I was shocked. Here's the problem is I didn't know I was going to do this until after halftime.
Okay.
So I didn't get a chance to go to get any tips. So I tried to hide too.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, I didn't want to mention that and bring it up, but
what section you in?
You lied about your location.
I lied about my location. Look, Steve Wallace, San Francisco 49ers, 2 Super Bowl rings.
Sure,
he's down there. Let him be the end.
Yeah. No, you were pursued though for it, weren't you?
Yeah, I was pursued. Jason Campbell's got to be in the house because he's everywhere, Auburn.
That's a good point. He was in the house last night for the basketball game too. So, who would win a one-on-one basketball game between you and Jason?
Smooth was recruited. I was recruited more baseball than I was a basketball. He was a basketball guy, I believe.
Right.
But you know what? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we know Stan's leading the picks between the two of them by a long shot. Speaking of that, picks is coming up in 2 minutes. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Be sure to collect a piece of Auburn history with the 2022 Auburn Football Yearbook. Get your copy for just $10 in and around Jordan-Hare Stadium on game days. Special features include senior spotlights, opponent profiles, and introduction from University President Chris Roberts, plus game day information. Look for digital game programs before every game, home and away. And buy the Auburn Football Yearbook for just $10 in and around Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Saturdays in the South mean football and outdoor projects. And like an all-American lineup, nothing works harder or better than quality John Deere equipment. So get to Sun South, where it's more affordable than ever to own the best equipment available. Plus, discover our new selection of John Deere compact construction equipment, perfect for larger projects. Think Sun South, with 21 locations throughout the Southeast, or shop online at sunsouth.com. Sun South, proud to be the preferred tractor of the Auburn Tigers.
Most creatures blend in with their natural surroundings. However, one North American beaver colony is doing anything but. This group, having discovered new Yellowwood Protector semi-transparent stain and water repellent, has coated their lodge in a lovely smoky grey colour. Modern look and powerful protection, backed by the yellow tag. Well done.
Introducing the first stain worthy of the yellow tag. Yellowwood Protector semi-transparent stain and water repellent. Find a dealer near you.
I've always wanted to learn how to hunt and fish, but I didn't know where to begin. OutdoorAlabama.com helped me get started. There I learned the basics of hunting and fishing, including what's in season and which license to buy. You can even sign up for classes to help you become a successful hunter or angler. Now I'm confident in the woods or on the water. What are you waiting for? Learn more at OutdoorAlabama.com. Go hunt, go fish, get outdoors. This message was brought to you by the Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources.
Oh, and Britt Bowen, our engineer, said, "Let there be light." And the lights are on here at the Tiger Tailgate show set as we get you set for Auburn and Texas A&M from a sold-out Jordan-Hare Stadium. Guthrie's presents our game picks every week.
Guthrie's,
and,
huh?
I mean, this is can't-miss
Yeah,
radio.
Guthrie's.
We have had some of the greatest moments in the history of the Tiger Tailgate show in this segment. And Jason doesn't have his headset on.
No, he doesn't. He's not even interested.
Guthrie's thanks the Auburn family for over 40 years of business. We're talking about since day one. Fresh, hot, and fast has been the Guthrie's promise. And to find the nearest Guthrie's to you, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com. Stan last week went out on a limb. He picked Notre Dame to beat Clemson. They did. He picked LSU to beat Alabama. They did. So what was a one-game lead over Andy Burcham is now a little wider than that. So, and with only a couple of weeks to go.
Is there a concession?
Nope.
Nope.
No,
it is politic time, right? Are we conceding?
Are you going to take
Can I get a 2-for-1?
Listen, well, maybe. Now rivalry weekend, we may need to double or triple the point values. We'll see.
It's first time ever, right?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
We can adapt. We can adjust. Here's the real question. Is Stan going to treat his lead the way Tennessee treated its lead today and just throw deep with a minute and a half to go in the game, already up by 35?
Or like LSU that just didn't even appear to be interested in the game today.
Right. Those are the two
They
extremes.
ho-hummed their way into the
sure
SEC
did.
championship.
They did.
They did. All right, well, let's get to them here. 4 games to pick. 6 o'clock tonight in Eugene. It's number 25 Washington at 6th-ranked Oregon. Ducks are nearly 2-touchdown favorites. Washington, kind of a sneaky good 7-2 team. Stan, we'll start with you.
You know, if you were, one way you could do it in the next couple of weeks is maybe include a spread. I don't know.
You could.
Everybody's talking about this could be a slip-up time for Oregon. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Oregon's going to win this game. Maybe a little closer than expected, but I think Oregon wins this game.
Danny Lanning's done what's not an easy thing. Take somebody else's players and adjust and adapt and take what you've been. Hey, guys,
depends on how good the players are.
Of course. Yeah. Josh Heupel's doing a pretty good job of that, too. So is Lane Kiffin.
You're right.
All you need is good players.
You're right. Ronnie, we'll go with you next year because you're in second place now.
I'm going to go with Oregon.
Wow, that far? Holy cow.
Second place?
I didn't know that.
Come on, Ricky Bobby.
Second place.
You ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with Oregon. Yeah. What's the what's the record?
There's going to be no catching me if you don't go out on limbs.
True. 7-2 Washington, 8-1 Oregon.
What's my record?
Oh, I don't know. Like
how far down am I?
How far down am I?
Yeah. You're in third, so you go third.
Game Day tried to make this out to be this Washington-Oregon rivalry like Auburn-Alabama. I'm serious. They tried to make this. They didn't.
Did they?
Yes.
Sometimes people just don't know any better.
A duck and a husky?
Yes, they tried to.
Imagination means
Oregon wins
1,000
this one
words.
at home.
All right, Jason, do you make it a clean sweep?
How far I'm behind?
I don't know. I don't have. That's not my job.
So see, right there by default, I'm in 4th place because you don't even have the record.
I can't do everything on the show every week.
I'm gonna go on a limb here.
Brad Law.
I'm gonna go on a limb here. I went on a limb with Notre Dame last week.
Go with Washington.
I'm going with Washington at home.
You should. And that's a good idea.
I need some points.
Yeah. Such a bad, desperate pick. All right, Kansas State.
That's such a bad,
desperate pick. Kansas State is at Baylor. Wildcats ranked 19th. Bears unranked, but they're 2.5-point favorites at home. K-State, Baylor. Jason, we'll start with you this time.
Kansas State and Baylor?
Yeah.
At Baylor.
Kansas State at Baylor. Kansas State has a great running game.
Hey, Brian Kelly.
Wildcats versus the Cowboys.
Right.
Did you say Penn State?
Baylor.
Okay.
No, I said Kansas State.
All right. I'm just checking.
I used to be from Mississippi. I'm still from Mississippi, but I speak.
I used to be from Mississippi,
I speak
but
all
I'm
kind of
still
language.
What does that have to do with anything?
I speak all kind of language. I brag like he couldn't hear, but the back of his neck just keeps getting in the way.
Here we go.
All right, so he went with who, Baylor?
He went with Baylor.
He lashed out at you.
He did.
Baylor Bears at home.
Baylor at home.
Yeah.
All right. Ronnie.
K-State.
All right, there we go.
Second place is within reach.
Stan.
K-State at Baylor.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
Oh, you do that.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be going on a limb because RB went there that way. I'm going to go.
You'd be going with the second place guy.
Yeah, I think I'm going K-State.
That's a good idea.
God, I told you if you were not first, you're last. I was trying to be different.
Yeah,
That's a good pick, though, Stan.
You're trying to gain. All right, TCU is at Texas. This one's getting a lot of attention. Texas is a touchdown favorite at home against unbeaten TCU.
Well, you know who A&M wants today? Anybody but Texas.
Right. Yeah.
Orange down, right?
Oh,
okay.
God. All right. I was wondering why that mattered, and then I saw the A&M fan out there. All right, TCU at Texas. Ronnie, we'll start with you this time.
I like running backs. Texas has a really good running back.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Texas at home.
Ronnie's going with Texas for personnel reasons. Jason.
You're not my ally. We're enemies today. You don't have an orange blue. I'm not on your side. No. I'm going with the running back. I'm going with Texas.
Love it.
Well,
but I still love y'all from afar.
Well, TCU is, they never get the love they deserve. And
they're number 4 in the college football playoffs right now. They're
by,
in the playoffs.
By default, call that team down the street is fumbling, and a couple other teams are fumbling. But since they're undefeated, they don't play the same competition that we play. But at the same time, Horned Frogs, I'm going Longhorns.
Longhorn, after all that.
After all of that.
Pulled the old switcheroo on us.
Yeah, I have to go do a switcheroo.
Stan. TCU, Texas is where
Horns.
You're going Texas. All right, Andy,
I'll jump on the limb. I'll go jump on the limb with TCU.
There you go.
Yeah!
Yeah. Look at that. You made 3 new friends for the next 4 minutes.
Which means I have 3 friends.
And then they'll go back to booing you when these 3 minutes are up.
Absolutely.
All right, the last game that we're picking here, mercifully, is at 6:30 tonight. Wake Forest at home against number 15 North Carolina. Tar Heels and our old friend Gene Chizik as the associate head coach and defensive coordinator. They can clinch a spot in the ACC championship game with a win in Winston-Salem. This time, Andy, we will start with you.
UNC.
UNC says A-N-D-Y.
Right.
Ronnie.
I'm going with UNC. That's the inspiration where I started wearing number 23. Michael Jordan.
Is that right? Is that right? That's a true story.
Yeah, Damon Duval wouldn't give me 20 when I got here.
He's a kicker. You got to just yank it off of him.
Man, the kicker wouldn't give you 20?
I'm just telling you how it happened. He was a senior. I was a freshman.
Now everybody knows that. That was a great story that you wore 23 because of MJ. Now
I'd have left off the Duval part.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Leave that off.
They call it seniority.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man.
Stan
That's
loves that.
killing me right now.
Ain't like I played.
Keep it smooth.
I think y'all know that. Jason, I think they forgot that they act like I played for 3 years. I sat on the bench for 3 years anyway. I don't know if you get to choose your number when you run.
That's
not
that
for 3 years.
Yes, it wasn't
by default. Ain't that what you just said? By default. I played by default.
Go
well,
back.
You made the most of it.
Go back and look who scored the first touchdown in 2001.
I can't go with an oxymoron. I can't go with a demon deacon. I'm going with a Tar Heel.
All right. Good enough reason.
Smart. Paul would be proud of you right now.
Right. All right, Jason, bring it
on.
Yes.
I'm going to treat this as an old school basketball matchup.
Okay.
They used to be really good in basketball. Tim Duncan and Chris Paul at Wake Forest.
For those couple of years, they were good.
Yeah, Jordan and Brad Daugherty, and a lot of guys come through UNC.
But
what's your pick?
I'm fumbling my way over to UNC.
All right.
So all that for a clean sweep, and everybody picks North Carolina. Okay, we'll update the standings before next week's segment for sure and let you know how big Stan's lead is at that point. For now, that's the first hour of the Tiger Tailgate Show. Many more special guests in the second hour. Seriously, if you're just tuning in, don't go anywhere. Second hour's loaded with guests as we count you down to Auburn and Texas A&M from outside Jordan-Hare Stadium. The Tiger Tailgate Show continues in a moment. The Auburn University Marching Band plays us out.
Thank you, Auburn, for over 40 years of business. Since day one at Guthrie's, we've been serving up the best golden fried chicken fingers, hand-chopped coleslaw, crinkle-cut fries, and our signature Guthrie's sauce. Often imitated, never duplicated. We have 4 Auburn locations to serve you, including South College and our downtown location off East Glen Avenue, which is open until 3 a.m. every night. Fresh, hot, and fast. That's the Guthrie's promise. To find the nearest Guthrie's to you, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp Code, Lesson 86. This is how you say, gee willikers, it's a hot one. Let's cool down with some Bud Lights. That's it for today. Bud Light, crisp.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey parents and kids, it's a perfect time for students to read their way to the Iron Bowl in AEA's Be a Champion and Read contest.
AEA wants to help K through 6th grade students to be academic champions, just like the Auburn Tigers.
Students who participate in the Be a Champion and Read challenge could win 3 tickets to the Iron Bowl and a chance to take the field on game day. Ask your teacher about contest rules.
Encourage your child to be an AEA champion reader and win a trip to the Iron Bowl.
Conecuh Sausage is a product we all know and love, and it's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh Sausage dog or premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh Sausage is celebrating their 75th year. The Sessions family making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96.
This is a 2-minute drill on the Tiger Tailgate Show, presented by Conecuh Sausage.
All right, we'll take this opportunity to check the Yellowwood scoreboard. They have gone to the half in Oxford, Alabama with a touchdown just seconds before halftime. It's now just a 3-point Ole Miss lead. 11th-ranked Rebels over the 9th-ranked Crimson Tide, 17-14 at the half. Florida having its way against South Carolina in Gainesville, 24-6. The Gators have the edge there. In the top 25, outside the SEC, number 3 Michigan leads Nebraska at the half, 17-3. Number 10 Clemson hosting Louisville. Tigers lead the Cardinals 17-7 at the half. It is number 14 Penn State blanking Maryland 27-0 at halftime. Early in the third quarter in Raleigh, number 16 NC State with a 10-point edge over Boston College 17-7. Halftime in New Orleans, number 22 UCF with a 10-point edge at number 17 Tulane 24-14. The Golden Knights lead the Green Wave. And earlier today, Ohio State breezed past Indiana 56-14. Notre Dame beat Navy 35-32, and Purdue upset number 21 Illinois 31-24. It's time for the StubHub move of the game. If you have upper deck seats and you'd like to move into the lower bowl, here's how you do it. You find Madison, who has the StubHub sign directly in front of our stage. Here are the rules. You got to have upper deck tickets. You have to be wearing Auburn gear. Sorry, you guys in maroon. You got to be wearing Auburn gear. We want Auburn fans to win the StubHub move of the game. And you got to be willing to go into the stadium here in the next 15, 20 minutes. If you meet that criteria, upper deck seats, wearing Auburn gear, and willing to go in the stadium in the next 10, 15 minutes or so, come find Madison with the StubHub sign, and you can be the winner of our StubHub move of the game if you're the first to do it. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of Auburn Athletics. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Get your game day started with the Auburn Sports Network and the Tiger Tailgate Show presented by Conecuh Sausage. Brad Law, Andy Burcham, Stan White, Ronnie Brown, and Jason Campbell bring the tailgate party to you. Breakdowns of the game from every angle, visits from former Tiger greats, and updates from around campus. 3 hours before kickoff of every Auburn game. It's the Tiger Tailgate Show presented by Conecuh Sausage.
Did you know the average piece of produce travels 1,500 miles to reach your plate? When you buy local, you shorten your supply chain and reduce fuel emissions to contribute to a more sustainable world. I'm Ellie Watson, the director of Sweet Grown Alabama, a program designed to help you find locally grown products. Visit sweetgrownalabama.org to search for locally grown produce, meat, honey, and more in your area.
Putting together a winning drive
30 long from the shotgun.
Takes focus, determination,
There's the snap, dropping back.
and that powerful form of energy
Scrambles to his right, looking downfield.
called belief.
Launches it toward the end zone.
That belief in a team, in a community of fans, in each other.
Touchdown!
That powerful energy connects us all. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers. Power for a better Alabama.
When you see the SEC student athlete, it's easy to picture the swing, the stance, the form. But look closer, and you'll see the heart, the brain, the clutch lab partner, the avid two-stepper, the pride of a hometown, and a little brother's hero. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Taking you neath the sun-kissed sky outside Jordan-Hare and across the SEC. It's time for another hour of the Tiger Tailgate Show presented by Conecuh Sausage. Conecuh Sausage is the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Straight ahead, more special guests and matchup analysis as we move closer to kickoff. Here's Brad Law to start another hour of the Tiger Tailgate Show.
All right, some fantastic guests coming up this hour as we get you ready for Auburn and Texas A&M. The student gates have opened, and they are pouring into Jordan-Hare Stadium now. Tiger Walk is happening right now or mere minutes from now, and we've seen some pictures of what's happening down there at the intersection of Heisman Drive and Donahue, and it is remarkable. Guys, the pictures you're going to see, the videos you're going to see from Tiger Walk will blow you away. The Tiger Walk Report presented by Hibbett and City Gear. They have all the hottest brands, Nike, Adidas, Jordan, and more, including all the latest releases. Check out a Hibbett or City Gear store near you or visit Hibbett.com. Hibbett, a proud supporter of Auburn football. Man, we have got some... We have got some
heavy hitters.
Yeah. We've got an all-star cast of people, and a number of former players have decided to drop by. We're going to start talking with some of the special guests here in just a minute. And before we do that, let's remind you the StubHub Move of the Game still has not been awarded yet. Madison is still here with the StubHub sign, and so if you have upper deck seats, you're wearing Auburn gear, and you don't mind going into the stadium in the next 15 minutes or so, be the first to find Madison here, and you could be the winner of our StubHub Move of the Game, meaning we'll move you from the upper deck down to the lower bowl.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we got some folks coming.
What do we got? All right. Maybe there. Maybe we have a winner there. Okay. All right. So we have Andy Burcham, we have Ronnie Brown, and we're going to talk some offense here as we get this segment underway. Eli Stove is 5th in all-time career receptions at Auburn University, and he joins us now on the stage. Eli War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Glad to have you here, Eli.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about first your journey to Auburn and what led you to Auburn out of high school.
It's a family environment. It's a great atmosphere. I love the people. I love the alumni. It was an easy pick, you know. Yeah. It was a great place. So,
you were part of 3 straight wins over A&M, Auburn's opponent tonight. What do you remember about those wins over the Aggies?
We just had a lot of explosive plays. We ran the ball hard, Good defense. We played lights out, so that's what we got to do today.
Good point.
You're a part of some big wins in this stadium in particular. Is there one game or one moment that stands out to you as the most special that you played in? I see a smile come across that face. You got something.
It's a lot. I would say my first touchdown, but honestly, 2017 playing Georgia and Bama is by far the best experience I ever had.
Yeah,
so.
Both of those teams were number 1 coming in here.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn was 2-0 in those 2 ball games.
Mm-hmm.
What was the difference for the stretch run of that season for Auburn, you think?
We were just a group of guys that had to strive. We had to drive every play and really just hard working, and we just ran the ball, like I said, a lot of explosive plays, great defense, great special teams. It's hard-nosed football. So
that first touchdown that wasn't the Arkansas one, was it?
It was.
That was your first touchdown.
Yeah.
First play of the game, 2016.
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right. So tell us about the week leading up. Like, I seem to remember the coaches talking about knowing a particular alignment that Arkansas had defensively that they knew you could score on that play.
Yeah, but it was blocked perfect. Yeah. Perfect. I feel like anybody could have did it, But it was a great play call. They told me before the game, like, it's your play. You're gonna do it and you're gonna score. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And you scored.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And you did it. Talk about what you're up to now.
I just signed a contract with the New Orleans Breakers, USFL. So I'm gonna get that started in March. Just get back in the league, really.
Yeah.
Do my thing.
The importance of sticking to it. I know you had the injury that you dealt with and you had to recover from. Mm-hmm. When you've got a plan and then things don't go exactly the way that you want them to go because of something that's really out of your hands, you got to be pretty mentally tough and emotionally tough to be able to kind of stay the course when you face something like that.
Yeah, I think I get that from my mom. Having 2 knee surgeries is tough, but just getting back into football and just still loving the game, not losing the game, and the love of the game. So I think that's the biggest thing. Like I said, I've always been a hard worker. I always want to do big things, and I feel like I haven't got there yet. So I want to get there, and then when I get there, I want to stay there and prove everybody wrong. So
Eli, what's the timeline for you with regard to the Breakers in the USFL? When do you report? When do you report to camp? What's your timeline at this point?
So we just got a new coach, I think, 3 days ago. All I know is they said the first week of March, second week of March, camp. So that's when I figured out.
Yeah. To be back on campus. Now, how often have you been able to come back the last couple of years?
Not that much.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a great environment.
Yeah.
It's still the same. I'm glad to be back. I love this place.
A little different on this side of it, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, do you get
different.
more nervous watching games now that you're not in the uniform anymore?
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, when I see stuff happen. But I just know we're gonna pull through. So.
Yeah.
You're calling it now.
I'm calling it now.
All right.
Y'all heard it first.
There we go.
There's definitely an energy with this team for sure, Eli. So, all right. Well, did you bring anybody with you here this weekend?
I brought a couple people.
Yeah?
Got my guy Jalen McGriff, Caroline, and then my old roommate Marquise McClain's here. So
Marquise is here too.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Well, we hope you guys enjoy the game, and we appreciate you stopping by for a few minutes today. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
All right, Eli Stove, great Auburn wide receiver from 2016 to 2020. 52 career games, 136 receptions, nearly 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns. He also rushed, by the way, for over 500 yards and 4 more touchdowns. Eli Stove joining us here on the Tiger Tailgate Show. More to come, more special guests, and we'll break down the matchup between Auburn and Texas A&M as we continue. Again, a reminder, this is like the upset of the day, that our StubHub move of the game is still available. If you have the upper deck seats and you want to move into the lower bowl, this is your opportunity. You just have to have those upper deck tickets. You got to be wearing Auburn gear and be willing to go into the stadium here in the next few minutes. Be the first one to come up, meet that criteria. Find Madison with the StubHub sign here in front of the stage, and we'll move you from the upper deck to the lower bowl. We know people have upper deck seats because it's a sellout. So, all right, be the first one to do that and get moved here. Here we go. Nope, not Auburn gear. Got to be wearing Auburn gear. Sorry about it. All right, we have more to come. Stay with us. The Tiger Tailgate Show continues in a moment.
Working unsafely around underground utilities could put you at risk for outages, injury, and loss of life. Don't risk it. Alabama 811 plays a vital role in taking the request to have the underground utilities marked. It's free, it's simple, it's the law. Visit al811.com for more info.
Putting together a winning drive
3rd and long from the shotgun.
takes focus, determination,
There's the snap, dropping back.
and that powerful form of energy
Scrambles to his right, looking downfield.
called belief.
Launches it toward the end zone.
That belief in a team, in a community of fans, in each other.
Touchdown!
That powerful energy connects us all. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers. Power for a better Alabama.
The Auburn University College of Veterinary Medicine is the South's original veterinary medical program and the nation's 7th oldest. We are a leader in preparing students for careers in veterinary excellence, transforming animal health care and innovative research and discovery to improve the health of both animals and humans. Independent surveys of pet owners and referring veterinarians rank our teaching hospital tops in the nation. Learn more at vetmed.auburn.edu.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp code, lesson 86. This is how you say, gee willikers, it's a hot one. Let's cool down with some Bud Lights. And that's it for today. Bud Light, crisp.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is a 2-minute drill on the Tiger Tailgate Show, presented by Conecuh Sausage.
Brad Law and the newly spectacled Ronnie Brown here on the show. Whose glasses are those?
These are mine.
Those are yours?
Yes.
I've literally never seen you wear glasses.
You've never looked.
That's true. All right, that's fair. All right.
I only wear them at night, too, and distance stuff. So
Got it. All right. So you have them on the sideline tonight?
maybe. I don't know.
All right.
I can see the Jumbotron, though.
Let's get – it's true. Let's get into the important stuff. Just saw a picture of Carnell Williams walking the field here post-Tiger Walk, and the suit that he has on, the suit that he wore to the game tonight, I'm talking about that's like NFL draft night type quality suit. I want to hear about the nicest or favorite suit that you have ever owned.
Well, I mean, since you brought up the draft,
yeah.
I mean, that's probably the most favorite because a good day.
Yeah.
That was a good day. I enjoyed that suit. But now looking back at the pictures, boy, was that thing big. It was all loose, and it looked a little rough looking back at it. But that night, it served its purpose.
Well, that was kind of a style back then, way back.
It was.
It was.
I looked at the the ESPN magazine, and there was myself and a few other guys on there that got drafted, and we all had big suits. The pants legs were so wide, and I was like, man, couldn't pull it off now, I tell you that.
That's really good stuff. All right, as you look at this game now, quick key. Offensive line has paved the way for 740 rushing yards over the last 3 games. What's the biggest reason why in 20 seconds or less?
Just blocking. I think consistency. I think the addition of I think they found something on the offensive line and just the opportunities, being able to do it and stick with it.
All right, good stuff from Ronnie Brown. We're going to talk more matchups later in the hour. More of the Tiger Tailgate Show in 2 minutes. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Download the Auburn Game Day app. Find tickets, skip concession lines, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear, stay current with a comprehensive social media stream, participate in game day light shows, plus listen to every Auburn Sports Network broadcast, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously on the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics, the Auburn Game Day app. Get it today.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Take it to the house this football season with the Alabama Manufactured Housing Association and the Auburn Tigers. This week's Take It to the House contestant is Paul Bracewell of Enterprise. If Auburn returns its first receive kickoff in the second half for a touchdown during this week's game, Paul will receive a $75,000 down payment towards the purchase of a manufactured home from an authorized AMHA dealer. To learn more about the Alabama Manufactured Housing Association or to find an authorized retailer near you, visit www.alamha.org.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility. But it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Welcome back to the Tiger Tailgate Show. Auburn and Texas A&M tonight. 6:39 is the official central kickoff time for the Tigers and the Aggies. Brad Law, Andy Burcham, Stan White. Gosh, we got the whole crew wearing their headsets up here, and why not? We'll talk a little more about this matchup here. We haven't talked a lot about the actual game tonight, and Andy, as we get into talking about the matchup a little bit, Auburn will look a little differently in some areas on the field.
Probably seen some speculation out there with regard to Auburn's kicking game tonight. It will change. Apparently, Anders Carlson suffered a shoulder injury last week as he made a tackle on a kickoff return at Mississippi State. He is out of the lineup tonight. So Alex McPherson will get his first action as Auburn's place kicker, and Evan McGuire will be kicking off for the Tigers tonight. So Anders Carlson is out. The freshman kicker of the year out of high school last year, Alex McPherson out of Fort Payne, will be Auburn's PAT and field goal guy, and then we'll see Evan McGuire on kickoffs tonight.
It's a tough break for Anders. This is a guy who did not have to come back this season. Certainly he wanted to do that and finish strong after the injury that took him out of the last month of last season. He's a member of the Good Works team. He's just, my goodness, all the accolades that you could possibly rack up in a college career, and that's tough luck for him. Certainly we'll see. Auburn has had really talented kickers now for a very long time, and so it'll be sort of exciting to see Alex McPherson get his first shot.
One more with regard to the Auburn defense. Auburn safety Zion Puckett out for tonight's ball game as well. So, and he's kind of been in and out, but Zion will not play. Number 10 will not play for the Tigers tonight. That's word we're getting.
All right.
Okay.
Looking at the gameplay from last week to this week. Guys, what were your high points from the game itself last week against Mississippi State that Auburn can carry over to this game this week? Stan, we'll start with you.
I think you have to look at being down 24-3, and Carnell Williams come out and he told Ronnie at halftime, he goes, we're just going to keep fighting. We're going to play every down, and we're going to fight, and they did, and they came back and took the lead with a minute to go. Couldn't keep it, went to overtime obviously and lost, but you got to love the fight that this team kept going with, and I think their running game, they found something there with the toss sweep, the old-fashioned 12 personnel, and they've run a lot of 12 personnel this year, but they ran a little toss sweep. They got Robbie Ashford involved in design runs. It wasn't more RPOs, it was straight-up runs with your quarterback, and that's where he has been electric. The passing game downfield has been inconsistent at times, JC, and so I think you utilize your quarterback with his inexperience, you utilize his legs, you utilize what he's strong at, and that's what they did against Mississippi State to get back in that game.
Yeah, in the second half, we played to our strength. Like I said, Robbie's strength is running as a quarterback, and his athletic ability took over in the second half, along with our defensive line. We allowed Kobe Wooten and Derek Hall to get one-on-one by rushing 4 and 5 guys that was able to create sacks and get sack fumbles. And when you think about this whole as a group, offensive linemen love to run the football because they feel like it's the quickest way to get their hands onto the defensive line and the quickest way to open holes. So this is a great game tonight because it's going to be a slugger mouth. Slugger mouth, old nasty football. Slugger mouth.
What?
I am going to use that in the broadcast. It's going to be an
You might want to find out what that means for you.
old-fashioned slugger mouth.
It's going to be an old-fashioned slugger mouth.
Yes, every week we got to come up with a famous word. I just feel like, this is our
Slug
word
fest. I think that's what my roommate meant.
Jason hit the tailgate earlier today, didn't he?
I think you meant slugfest, but it's a slugger mouth.
I think we all know what that is.
Yeah, there we go.
What I was going to say was that offensive line looks a little different in this game. Brendan Coffey steps in at right tackle. Austin Troxell, we don't expect him back for the rest of the season. So now Brendan Coffey in at right tackle. Coffey and Alec Jackson, the right side of that offensive line, got to try to keep that level high.
Yeah, and I think they're playing inspired football. You talk about a group, and you got a couple running backs behind you that are very talented, so you don't have to ask them to do much. But like Jason said, when you're able to fire off the ball, you be the aggressor, it helps you out a lot, And when you talk about these guys, they've done a really good job of just doing it. I think just having the opportunities, and we're later in the season, they've been playing musical chairs, but, I think the consistency and then maybe even some of the changes. You got Kendall Simmons helping with the offensive line, who was a really great player here at Auburn, won a couple Super Bowls with Pittsburgh Steelers. And so, I think he understands the game, but more importantly, he understands the communication process, with those guys. And he's been around them for a little bit. And so that's good. And then, you got a guy in Carnell Cadillac Williams who wants to run the football. Like, that's what he wants to do. That's what he was built on, and he embodies that. And, he's a tough guy. He was 200 pounds and ran the ball like he was a 250-pound running back. And so toughness, physicality, but then you talk about the two things that he was mentioning last week, serving and believing. Now we've added execution and being disciplined. I think this football team is going to be ready tonight.
Carnell's charge, and he told us this on Tiger Talk Thursday night, his charge to the coordinators, both offense and defense, simplify. Simplify it for tonight's ball game.
Yeah, you want the guys to be able to come out and play and not think, and that's when you play at your highest football. So I like that.
In talking about the need to run the ball, there's so many reasons why you want to do that. Number one, if you can run the ball well, dictate the tempo, control the clock, maybe get out to an early lead, then you force Texas A&M to try to throw the ball rather than to lean on their running. And they've been better running than they have throwing. Defensively, this A&M group is last in the SEC in rush defense, giving up 215 yards a game. Their last two opponents have had mobile quarterbacks, Anthony Richardson, Jackson Dart. Those guys have combined 24 carries, 173 yards, nearly 7 yards a carry from those mobile quarterbacks the last 2 weeks.
Robbie Ashford, when he gets outside and is able to extend plays, he's one of the tops in the league in averaging per completion, with 14.5 yards per completion. And so that's where when you've got it called right and everything is right, and all of a sudden your quarterback slithers through and finds an open guy, it's just very frustrating for a defensive coach.
Auburn's going to have to throw the ball some. Yeah. They've got to be able to keep A&M honest tonight. Otherwise, they're just going to load up the box.
Sure. Or I hope not. If we do it good enough, it's not broken, don't fix
all right.
it.
You're saying just go at it anyway.
If it's working, let's just keep doing it.
Right. Plus, A&M has the number one SEC passing defense.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work in our hands to throw the ball that much tonight. 5
starters in the secondary or 5 guys in the secondary with double-digit starts in their career for Texas A&M. I mean, they've got some probably the strength of their defense lies in the secondary. Good to see Coy Moore catch 3 passes last week for Auburn.
Yeah, and even just getting those guys involved. You know, I think the confidence level, you talk about, we saw Camden Brown a little bit more last week. And so those guys getting opportunities, I think that confidence goes up, and so you be able to play, obviously if I'm the coach, we're going to run the football down your throat, but at the same time giving those guys the opportunities at receiver, but also emphasizing the importance. When we get them, we got to make the best of them. And so when you're playing complementary football, it makes it tough. And then as Stan said, then you got a quarterback where the defense can account for him running the football, escaping out of the back door, doing some things with his legs. That's a tough task, and it's a backbreaker. When you get third situations where your quarterback rushes for the first down, it makes it tough on the defense.
He had 108 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. He was Auburn's number 1 rusher, Robbie Ashford.
And one thing you can't do, and Jason alluded to this last week, you can't make the simple hard. He made that comment. I'm like, that makes sense, because a lot of times we may have a simple play that we make it too hard to execute. You just can't make the simple hard. Just if it's there, if it's a 5-yard pass, if it's a flat route or whatever, just don't make the simple too hard.
Slubbermouth.
Sluggermouth.
Sluggermouth. It's going to make an appearance later, isn't it?
Yes, it will.
Andy and Stan, want to get a couple of quick last thoughts from you before we turn you loose to head up to the booth inside Jordan-Hare Stadium. Defensively, Derek Hall, 2 more sacks last week. He's up to 7 for the year. That's tied for second in the SEC. A&M's got a talented offensive line, a lot of youth there, and Connor Wegman, the freshman, expected to be the quarterback for the Aggies tonight. Their third different starting quarterback. Pressure on the quarterback, especially against youth.
It was the key last week.
Yeah.
It was the key last week defensively, finally getting pressure on Will Rogers. It's going to be a key again tonight against a young quarterback in Wigman.
Yeah, and the one thing they did good last week, a good job of last week, was you didn't know where they were going to put Derek Hall. Derek Hall came on the weak side, came on strong side. They stunted Kobe. They twisted him. Right. So they did a really good job of putting Derek Hall all over the place in the pressure game, and they couldn't block him because of that.
It's going to be electric tonight.
Oh,
it is going to be electric. It is already.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't want to be a freshman quarterback starting in this stadium tonight.
No, you're right about that. This crowd can do some damage. They can have an impact for sure. Andy, Stan, thank you very much. Look forward to your call from the booth.
All right,
you got it.
All
right, Andy Burcham, Stan White, they're going to go upstairs. Ronnie Brown, Jason Campbell going to stick around. Britt Bowen's going to step in. They're going to have more special guests as we go throughout this Tiger Tailgate show. If you're looking for an easy, seamless transition to Auburn University, consider Southern Union State Community College. All right, conveniently located just a few miles from Auburn, Southern Union offers classes that easily transfer to the university. Endless opportunities are right up the road. The Tiger Tailgate Show continues in a moment.
Hey, Auburn fans. It's time to stretch those legs and reach for another bag of Golden Flake. Home or away, with family or friends, you know no game day is complete without your favorite snack. So enjoy Golden Flake or any of our other delicious snacks from the Utz family of brands and sit back for the rest of the game. Golden Flake and Auburn football, a winning team. Simple, Southern, goodness, Golden Flake. Celebrating 65 years as the official salty snack of the Auburn Tigers.
The Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine in Auburn is dedicated to its mission of transforming medical students into caring, compassionate physicians. VCOM partners with Auburn University for student activities, shared learning experiences, and research opportunities. Students are instructed in a hands-on learning environment by outstanding faculty members that are dedicated to student success. VCOM is working to improve the health of Alabama's citizens by increasing the number of primary care physicians throughout the state, especially in rural and underserved areas. Find out more at vcom.edu.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Auburn Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Putting together a winning drive
3rd and long from the shotgun.
takes focus, determination,
There's the snap, dropping back.
and that powerful form of energy
Scrambles to his right, looking downfield.
called belief.
Launches it toward the end zone.
That belief in a team, in a community of fans, in each other.
Touchdown!
That powerful energy connects us all. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers. Power for a better Alabama.
This is a 2-minute drill on the Tiger Tailgate Show, presented by Conecuh Sausage.
It's getting chilly outside Jordan-Hare Stadium. Sun's been down for a while. Wind is picking up a little bit. It's not going to put a damper on the atmosphere at all, though. This place is going to be just relentlessly electric inside Jordan-Hare Stadium. Let's take this opportunity to check the Yellowwood scoreboard. Couple of games going on in the SEC. Ole Miss scores a touchdown on its first possession in the second half to reclaim the lead over Alabama in that top 15 matchup in Oxford. Rebels lead the Crimson Tide 24-17 midway through the third. They're just underway in the second half in Gainesville, where Florida leads South Carolina 24-6. Gators looking for a second straight win. Finals in the SEC earlier today. 5th-ranked Tennessee blew out Missouri 66-24. Tennessee set a season high for yards in an SEC game in the first 3 quarters of this one today. Meanwhile, LSU held on and held off Arkansas 13-10, which means that all LSU needs is a win next week to clinch an SEC championship game spot, or if Alabama comes from behind to beat Ole Miss, then LSU would go to the SEC championship. How about in Lexington? Vanderbilt goes in and wins a back-and-forth game at Kentucky, 24-21. Will Shepard, one of the top receivers in the SEC, caught an 8-yard touchdown pass with 32 seconds to go to put the Commodores back on top. It is their first SEC win in 3 years. Looking at top 25 games outside the SEC, number 10 Clemson leads Louisville 24-10 late in the third quarter at Clemson. Number 16 NC State leads down to 6 over Boston College. Wolfpack on top of the Golden Eagles 20-14 midway through the third quarter. Number 22 UCF leads at number 17 Tulane 31-14 midway through the third. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
The Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger is an all-time favorite. It brings so many flavors together in harmony, you might wonder if it's greater than the sum of its parts. It's got 2 all-beef patties, both of which fantastic. Crispy bacon, love that. Grilled onions, melty cheese. I mean, who would say no? And sweet and spicy pepper sauce. Yes, please. I guess we're kind of partial to every part. The Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger from Whataburger, just like you like it. Order online to earn rewards.
Who out there likes to eat chicken? Did you know that when it comes to chicken production, Alabama rules the roost? In fact, we're ranked second in the country in broiler production. That's meat-type chickens, with nearly 2,600 poultry farm families raising more than 1 billion birds a year. Alabama's poultry industry adds more than $15 billion a year to the state's economy and provides jobs for almost 90,000 Alabamians. So be sure to prepare your favorite chicken dish this football season.
Are you looking to advance your career without putting your life on hold? Consider the flexibility of an online MBA at Auburn University's Harbert College of Business. Ranked among the nation's best by U.S. News and World Report, our 100% online MBA program provides the flexibility you need to pursue a degree while maintaining your personal and professional life. Learn more at harbert.auburn.edu.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm your friend's lucky jersey that's never been washed, and I'm stanking up the back seat, overpowering all of your senses, so you don't see the brake lights up ahead. And if you have cut-rate car insurance, you're going to be all out of luck. So switch to Allstate, save $744, and get protected from mayhem, like me.
Average annual savings of new customers surveyed in 2021 who reported auto savings when switching to Allstate. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Outside Jordan-Hare Stadium, the Tigers and Texas A&M getting set to kick off about an hour and a half away here in Auburn, Alabama, in Jordan-Hare Stadium. And for the Tigers tonight, going to be a great atmosphere and electric atmosphere. We have.
Oh, Carlos can't come here unless he got my food.
Jason Campbell, Ronnie Brown, they have some buddies want to come up to the stage. We'll get to them in just a sec. Win or lose, a milkshake at Jack's is a well-deserved reward for all that hard work. Rich, real Mayfield ice cream, hand-scooped and spun smooth. There's flavor for everyone, including our new espresso chocolate chunk shake, only at Jack's. Guys, maybe a little cold for some Jack's milkshakes tonight, but all good nonetheless. And what a special treat here this segment. Not expected today on the Tiger Tailgate Show, but got a special guest and an Auburn legend from the 2004 defensive backfield, Mr. Carlos Rogers, coming on stage. Carlos, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Well, listen, your buddy's got you up here impromptu. Are you ready for this? You're about to get grilled by him for the next 9 minutes.
I'm always ready. Man, he liked to talk. First off, we got to say the 2004 Thorpe winning.
Right.
My apologies.
Carlos Rogers.
My apologies again. Again, impromptu. Again, I didn't have my prep time.
You see the difference.
The pros down here. I'm over here. Pros versus Joes, right?
I might have to put him off stage though. He was at Cadillac's house and Poe's been bringing me some food. And you see he come up here empty-handed.
Your wife got your food.
Oh, she got my food? Yeah. That don't do me no good, Los. I'm up here.
I'm sorry.
All right, Carlos, take me through this week. What was your reaction when you heard your former teammate, Cadillac
That was his
Williams,
roommate, too.
And roommate, thank you, Ronnie, roommate named interim head coach for the Auburn Tigers?
I started laughing. I started laughing. just started laughing.
Carlos, come on, man.
I couldn't help it. Like, they really named you the head coach? Like, you really think you're a head coach?
Hey, I heard Cadillac yesterday at the football luncheon on Friday. It's a great event, folks. If you haven't bought tickets for that, please do so. It's every Friday before home football games. And Cadillac said first, hey, it was me. I was like a scared puppy. Well, you guys, how did y'all kind of surround him and love on him to get him prepared to lean on these young men, all three of you?
Well, I think to just start off, it started off as a joke because we're all on the group text. And so it always some pictures and somebody's always finding the picture, with him talking. And so, like he said, he was joking, started out laughing, but it's always support. Those guys went through, 4 years of being roommates, and so I can only imagine being over their house. And then, we'd all hang out. But, it was support, but it's also making light of the moment. Everyone knew the significance with it, but also the support was going to be there no matter what. That's why all these guys, you see Carlos is here. Jason and I are here on the weekend, got a couple tents with guys from 2002 to 1997 teams. And so there's a lot of people back, guys that didn't play with us. And so I think the support's there, even if you look at today's Tiger Walk. I think the energy around it is exciting. And, you talk about a guy who loves ball. You ask Carlos, back in 2001 when they come to Auburn, could he have ever seen Carnell Williams, Doug Cadillac being the head coach at Auburn football? And, I think it just shows the maturity, but also the growth of us as friends and our relationships.
So I would say all love. I think people don't realize, like, the unity and the continuity and the togetherness that we had when we were here. And, like, we all hung together, not just, inside the stadium football field, like, but away from the field.
Yeah.
And I think that has a lot to do with it, and spending time with each other and, knowing each other's families. Like, we was a strong unit. You couldn't get the one without getting through everyone. And I think that's the same thing now. Like, when he first got named the head coach, I hit my wife. I said, "Lack the head coach," and it's kind of a surreal moment because let's be honest, he's the first African American head coach as well,
and that's so important.
And that's a huge monumental thing. And I think it does a lot for the players when they see someone that played in that locker room, wore that same helmet, and now he's the guy that's coaching them and encouraging them. They now look at it like, man, I can one day be a leader. Yeah. I can one day have an opportunity to be in a position where I can lead young men, and I think that's the biggest takeaway you get from it.
Carlos, take me through competing against these guys in Carnell at practice back in your playing days, that 2004 season. Because Ronnie and Jason talked to them every week. They were always on the same side of the football. They were roommates. What was it like competing against them, and how did you make each other better in that season?
I think it was about that. We just competed, wanted to be the best. The defense wanted to get the offense wanted to get the defense. Then we go back in the locker room, we talk, we joke, we laugh about it in meetings. If you get beat or if you get ran over, I'm thinking Ronnie ran me over one time, and I try to get him back, and he big, so I got to go down to his legs, things like that. So it was always competitive with us, but it was always fun. And you seen it, like he said, the 2004 team, that was a different team. That was a different group of guys. We came in 2001. They was in 2002, but throughout those years, that 04 team was different. Yeah. And you seen it throughout our play. And each and every week, we came out there and showed it. And then when we come back, you see the fans and everybody embrace that 2004 team. Even though we got in the championship, but it was fun with these guys. And that's why we all here now. We all friends. We all still tight. These two guys were roommates. Me and Lack was roommates. Yeah. And we all tight to this day.
Yeah, what's that group text like, guys? Day to day, week to week, because that's what Carnell said. His wife said, "Hey, when he got through playing football, that he had nothing else to do on the weekends but be on the phone, talk to his buddies about ball from Saturday all the way through Monday Night Football."
We got to keep it light, Today I just saw the picture of what Lack wore to the game. Carlos hadn't seen it yet, and I can't wait for him to see it because it's going to be all over the internet and all over the group text. So, we like to keep things light. It's business is business when it's time to put on that helmet. Like you saw Lack, I saw the video a while ago of him chest bumping all the guys before they walk through to go into the locker room. Yeah. That's the energy you got to have. You got to motivate young men. And honestly, we haven't seen that in the last 2 years. He's a motivator to get these young guys ready to play.
Yeah, and it's the thing about our teams, we loved each other.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what you're getting from Carnell. He relates to the guys, and he loves them. He wears his heart on his sleeve. and he's out there with them. He's in the trenches with them, and he, at halftime last week, we heard some of the, the clips from, when he was in the locker room speaking to the guys. That's the organic Carnell Williams. That's what we got to see every day. And so for these guys to see that and see somebody who not only loves them, who worked hard just like them, but also believes in them, that's hard to, stop, because that's contagious. That energy is contagious. Cadillac probably walked up and down the sidelines 100 times last week with that towel. And so that's him. That's who he is. And, I think that motivation, that inspiration that he shares with the guys is real. And I think they get a feeling from that. And it's exciting to play for a guy like that.
One thing that stood out to me, and this is for all three of you, I get emotional when hearing Carnell talk about his love for Auburn and how much Auburn has done for him. If you love Auburn, Auburn will love you back. I know I can speak to that in different variances. The three of you can. Carlos, what does that mean to love Auburn, and especially as you did in your time here and still do?
It means a lot. It means, because when you come back and I just walked from my car to up here, it just – everybody, hey, want to do this? War Eagle, we like I said, we enjoyed the 04 team, and like he said, just to see all of us back, to see Carnell, I mean, it's just funny to me, man. That was my roommate, and I can't believe it. I laughed at him all day long. I laughed at him all last week. Like, the guys played hard, but I was just watching him the whole time. Like, the stuff he was doing, it was just funny to me. But those guys feed off that. They feed off that energy. And you see how they played last week. They lost, but it was like a win just because of how they played. Yeah. And if they can bring that same energy and, mindset to the game this week and throughout the end of the season, they'll finish strong.
All right, last question for you. And guys, please chime in on this. Have you been over to the new football facility yet?
No, but he told me about it. He said it took him about an hour to get through it, and told me I should come through there, all the stuff that, he want to put my pictures in the group chat just for show. You know what I'm saying? Just to show.
He posted.
Yeah.
Carlos got a picture in there, so we all seen that.
Well, I heard somebody up here on the stage reference the Motel 6 earlier in the show compared to the conditions back in 04. But, hey, it worked out.
I'm talking about, put it this way.
It made you guys tougher, right?
I just toured it before I came on the set today. And they got everything you could ever ask for. Only thing they're missing is somebody just to bathe you, because they got everything else. Like, you come through the facility, like, it's the top in the country, and it's going to do a lot for us in recruiting. It's going to do a lot for these players.
Oh,
and,
Lord. We ain't got time for Mayo. We ain't got time for him.
We got a whole nother segment for Mayo Sowell. He can come up next. Everybody, that's Carlos Rogers joining us here on the Tiger Tailgate Show. Carlos, thanks for joining us, War Eagle.
War Eagle, thank you for having me.
The Tiger Tailgate Show continues in a moment.
Who out there likes chicken and eggs? Both are protein-packed and loaded with essential vitamins and minerals to keep you healthy and your immune system strong. Start your morning with a delicious omelet with all your favorite fix-ins. Or have some grilled chicken for dinner. Here in Alabama, we produce almost 500 million eggs a year. You just can't beat that. However you choose to enjoy chicken or eggs, remember, they're good for you and great for Alabama.
Recruiting plays a major role in team building. Recruiting also plays an important role in protecting my home from termites with Cook's Pest Control and the Centricon system. Termites eat the bait in the Centricon stations, then eagerly recruit other termites to also feed on the bait, thus eliminating the termite colony. You don't have to live with termites. Call Cook's Pest Control for a free quote.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
The Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine in Auburn is dedicated to its mission of transforming medical students into caring, compassionate physicians. VCOM partners with Auburn University for student activities, shared learning experiences, and research opportunities. Students are instructed in a hands-on learning environment by outstanding faculty members that are dedicated to student success. VCOM is working to improve the health of Alabama's citizens by increasing the number of primary care physicians throughout the state, especially in rural and underserved areas. Find out more at vcom.edu.
This is a 2-minute drill on the Tiger Tailgate Show, presented by Conecuh Sausage.
2-minute drill here with Jason Campbell. Jason, we've been talking a lot about Cadillac's inspiration on this Auburn football team and Auburn in general. In your career, who's been some of those inspirational coaches that brought teams together you were able to rally around?
Oh, man, I tell you what, as a coordinator, Al Borges.
Yeah.
You know, Al Borges, he definitely came in here and took all our talents and put it together and was able to, have a phenomenal season. We wish we'd have had him for 3 more years.
Yeah.
But in the pros, Joe Gibbs.
Yeah.
Joe Gibbs, he's now in NASCAR racing, but when he was coaching us in Washington, he was all about what you do off the field just as well as you do on the field.
How about players at Auburn? Who are some of those players that you guys rally around, or were you ever in that role in your career?
Yeah, we always rally around each other.
Yeah.
If you remember 2004, the hard fighting soldiers used to hold lock arms when we walk out, and there was a chain linked all together. No one could be broken, and that's how we treated everybody.
Well, and one book I loved about that year was from Brother Chet Williams. What kind of impact did he have, even on game days for you guys?
Yeah, Chet has a huge impact. You saw last week 10 guys gave their life to Christ last week at Mississippi State. So he's been inspirational in a lot of ways, and a tribute to him because so much goes on away from the game. People have families, they have different things that life actually happens, and he does a great job of getting us in a room and bringing us together and bringing us closer. And he's such a staple for this campus.
Best pregame speech of your career?
Oh man, best pregame speech is that's a tough one. I've had some really, really good ones over the years. And if you ever watch Friday Night Lights, I like to go watch the movie games, and they give you that great speech. That's one of them for me.
All right, Jason Campbell. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
AuburnTigers.com is the official website of Auburn Athletics. Read the latest feature stories on your favorite Tiger teams. Get critical game day info, search videos and audio. Find how to get connected through social and digital media or by joining Tigers Unlimited. Shop the AU Photo Store or just find the next event on the athletic calendar. Plus, all athletics broadcasts are streamed free at AuburnTigers.com/watch. AuburnTigers.com, the official online home of Auburn Athletics.
The Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine in Auburn is dedicated to its mission of transforming medical students into caring, compassionate physicians. VCOM partners with Auburn University for student activities, shared learning experiences, and research opportunities. Students are instructed in a hands-on learning environment by outstanding faculty members that are dedicated to student success. VCOM is working to improve the health of Alabama's citizens by increasing the number of primary care physicians throughout the state, especially in rural and underserved areas. Find out more at vcom.edu.
The official motions for quiet. That's Ed from Auburn Bank looking over another commercial loan application. He's assessing the capital needs of the small business. Long-term local relationships are his specialty. The client's liking it. They're really liking it. They love it! Exactly the hands-on experience they were looking for. Another local business with the capital they need for a big win. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage on their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Hour and 15 minutes away from kickoff between Auburn and Texas A&M. A great atmosphere outside Jordan-Hare Stadium. Hey, did you know that the same people who install the sound system in Jordan-Hare Stadium and run the sound each home game are also available for your special event? Auburn AV can handle any size event, even if you bring 87,000 of your closest friends. Visit auburnav.com to see all their audio-video solutions. Rip Owen here with Ronnie Brown, Jason Campbell, and Mayo Sowell joining us here in the final segment of the Tiger Tailgate Show. Already some good laughs on stage. Mayo Sowell a former linebacker on that famous 2004 undefeated team. Mayo, welcome to the show. War Eagle.
War Eagle. Jason clearing his throat on the air right now. Come on, Jason.
No, that wasn't me.
Jason, that's a bobble snap, Jason. That's a bobble snap already.
I was looking down. I wasn't sure who it was, but thank you
I'm
for
a
calling
pastor.
that out.
I can't lie, okay?
Listen,
I can't lie. I'm a
if y'all
pastor.
can see anything, this is what used to happen in the locker room. Right. You see Carlos was just on here. You got Mayo, then you can imagine Cadillac, the energy he's shown. So this is what our locker room was like.
I was shocked that when I asked Carlos, hey, it's been an emotional week for this team with Lack.
Carlos been laughing all week. He been laughing in our group text all week. You should see the memes he sent about Lack. He sent the meme one time when there was a guy on the toilet. He's like, this Lack right here, and put wheels on it. I'm like, come on, bro.
Wait,
listen.
How is Lack taking all this love from you guys? I've been asking all you guys how y'all have handled his, and how is Lack taking the love from y'all? What have y'all seen?
I think it keeps the pressure off.
Yeah.
You know, I think it makes it makes it fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing a great job, but it's not the pressure. You know, it's the love and fun, because you need that in life. You know, and I just think that's the great part about being a group.
Yeah.
Mayo, for you, tell us what you're up to nowadays. Again, a 2004 linebacker, part of this team, and talking a little bit about it. But before we went on air, let everybody know, what are you up to?
Well, Ronnie, 8 weeks old, Jason?
Almost 9, yeah.
Almost 9 weeks. We launched a church 9 weeks ago in Atlanta.
Amazing.
Called Live Atlanta, and we're having the time of our life. It's Ronnie and Jason's fault that I'm in Atlanta doing a church. I'm scared. I don't know who's going to pay the bills anymore. If people going to come in, it's their fault, okay? It started with a Bible study in Ronnie's house, and we all used to get some couples over and do Bible study in Ronnie's house, and they was like, hey, man, how about we do a church together?
Yeah.
So here we go.
I was the only one that didn't have a couple at the time.
Yeah, you know what? We prayed your wife in, Jason.
Right,
it works.
right.
Prayer works, Jason.
Right. It
because
works.
all this time,
We've
been praying and fasting for you to have a wife, and God has came through.
And it moved mountains.
And to move you,
Y'all
it
see,
moves mountains.
Y'all see? I told you. But no, really though.
No, he's
you know,
trying to
I
get
think
real.
just Mayo's presence, in all of our lives, like his impact,
good and bad.
And he was our roommate unofficially. Like, I go to class, I come
slept
home,
on the couch,
and so he'd be in the house. But he and Cadillac are both from Alabama, and so that was the connection. And so he's the guy that keeps Cadillac grounded. Like when Carnell goes and they have real conversations, and just a glimpse, and I'm sure they don't mind me sharing it, but, even last week in the midst of everything, I go up pregame, Carnell's sitting in the hallway by himself, but then, his phone rings, I'm getting ready to talk to him, and then he and Mayo are having a conversation, Mayo's praying with him, and so that's just the relationship, and like you said, what happens in the group text, it's grounding, and it's keeping it real, and it keeps the pressure off, but it's also just letting them know the support from so many different areas, and, I think Mayo's that for everyone, not only just because he's a pastor, but I think just people, we respect him and his intellect, but more importantly, just his presence. And he's always been like that. He's always the electric guy in the group. And sometimes he gets serious, like, come on, man, we don't need to be joking right now. But, that's Carlos. He's going to joke, but, Mayo's the more serious guy. Jason's the silly guy. I don't know what you call me in the group, but
no, I know the whole group. Okay, all right, here we go.
Let's go.
Ronnie Brown is going to make sure we make it from point A to point B, okay? Jason is going to make sure we make it from point A to point B safely, okay? Carlos is going to make sure we make it to point A to point B halfway in the ditch, okay? Carnell is going to make sure we make it from point A to point B super fast with passion, okay? I'm going to make sure we make it from point A to point B now with Jesus, but I used to with girls and booze. But now we got Jesus, so it's all good. So we getting from point A to point B good.
So you see on here, the honesty is the best way to go. And that's why Lack is successful right now, because he's keeping it real.
I feel like I'm on a comedy show instead of the Tiger Tailgate show. But, Mayo, take me back to Auburn and just how the move to Auburn just in your life, how that move impacted your life with the people you've met and then where you are now.
Well, I remember we had our Auburn we had a visit. I think it was the Alabama game. All of us was on our official visit together. Joe Watkins, Junior Rose Green, Ronnie Brown, Jay Ratliff, Carlos Dansby, and there was this moment where we was in the locker room. We was like, "Hey, let's come to Auburn." Yeah. And we're kids. We're 17 years old. We're like, "Hey, are we gonna keep our commitments?" But we look each other in the eye and we say, "Hey, let's come to Auburn and let's do something great." And all of us kept our commitments. So we came to Auburn. And we're still operating with that same commitment. Carlos Dansby is still a good friend of mine. Ronnie Brown, Jason Campbell, Carlos Rogers, all of us, Jay Ratliff, all of us are still good friends. Even in my hardest time, what Ronnie didn't say, because the reason I am with these guys is because when I was in my hardest times, I went to prison, for some things because I was just, wasn't walking with Jesus. I went to prison, and these guys came and visited me in prison, and they told me, Mayo, it's going to be okay. You're going to be all right. We'll be your support system when you get out. And they was my support system when I arrived out of prison. But all of that started from that day. We looked each other in the eyes, 17-year-olds, and we said, hey, let's make a commitment to each other that we'll always put each other first, and we will always love Auburn football and the Auburn family. And that's the essence of this relationship. And that's what Carnell is preaching to recruits right now, and that's what he's preaching to our players. Hey, this is family. This is the Auburn family, no matter what color, white, black, because we bleed what? Orange and blue. So that's it.
Mayo, that's incredible. We'll tell just a couple minutes left. Guys, what are you expecting tonight? Auburn and Texas A&M. Your whole team is back surrounding Cadillac and this Auburn football team. It's going to be loud. It's going to be emotional tonight at Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Jason, quarterback, man. Snap the ball.
I expect this to be the most electric atmosphere we've had in 2 years. Be honest with you, because the energy, people can feel the energy. It's a night game. Like, you couldn't tell we was 3-6. Yeah. We seem like a team that's getting ready to play tonight that's 10-1. So I just think so much goes to show you that what you can do when people come together for the same cause, and that's put the integrity and put the determination and heart back where it belongs.
Guys, thanks so much. Mayo, thank you for joining the Tiger Tailgate Show. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
That's going to do it for the Tiger Tailgate Show, presented by Conecuh Sausage. Thanks to our guest, Joe Hanna from the Harbert College of Business, along with former players Carlos Rogers, Jonathan Jones, Eli Stove, and Mayo Sowell. Now stay tuned for the Outdoor Alabama Countdown to Kickoff, featuring more matchup analysis, the SEC report, starting lineups, interviews with Carnell Williams, coordinators and players, and more ahead of tonight's game against Texas A&M. For Andy Bertram, Ronnie Brown, Jason Campbell, Stan White, I'm Britt Bowen. Thanks for listening to the Tiger Tailgate Show.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage on their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Toyota presents How Far Did They Drive? Against Texas A&M in 2018, Auburn trailed the Aggies 24-14 late in the fourth quarter. After cutting the deficit to 3 points, the Tigers had one more chance to tie or take the lead.
Comes back with the snap. Floats it for the end zone for Williams. Did he catch it? Oh, yeah! Touchdown, Auburn! Seth Williams.
Just like that, Auburn has come alive in the last 6 minutes of this game.
The two-play drive covered 58 yards in 23 seconds. Jarrett Stidham connected with Seth Williams for the game winner and the duo's second touchdown of the game. Auburn's 28-24 victory was the first by the home team in the series history. Visit your local Toyota dealer or go to Toyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places.
When we say we're an everything school, we mean it. Since 1872, Auburn University graduates from the College of Agriculture and the Samuel Ginn College of Engineering have built on the land-grant mission to drive economic development, improve quality of life, promote social well-being, and enhance national security. Celebrating 150 years, come see why Auburn's College of Agriculture and Ginn College of Engineering continue to be pillars of the past, pioneers of the present, and foundations for the future. Visit auburn.edu.
This is a 2-minute drill on the Tiger Tailgate Show, presented by Conecuh Sausage.
Well, without a doubt, this is my favorite 2-minute drill because it's partnering with Alabama Gulf Seafood, 53 miles of beautiful coastline along Alabama's Gulf Coast. 30 million pounds of fresh Alabama Gulf seafood are caught each year. I just had some great fresh Alabama seafood last night with some popcorn shrimp. Here this segment, Chef Scott Simpson of the Depot joining us here on the Tiger Tailgate Show. Scott, War Eagle, what'd you bring us tonight?
Tonight I brought you some delicious Alabama Gulf Royal Red Shrimp.
So you talked about some popcorn shrimp last night, but this is a whole different animal right here. I don't know if you ever had Brett Royal Red Shrimp before?
I have not, and I call myself a shrimp enthusiast, but this is one I've got to try. I got to try it on air?
Yeah, you're going to try that. I'll keep talking. These are Royal Red Shrimp. They come from a depth of about 500 feet to 2,000 feet. They're the sweetest shrimp you're ever going to try. I hooked them up here with a little bit of curry bang bang sauce. We serve these as a tapa in the restaurant.
Incredible.
So we're very proud at the Depot to feature a lot of delicious Alabama Gulf seafood.
And you guys do a lot of great work around the community. You have the holidays coming up. Well, what's happening around the Depot for the holidays?
Well, we do a famous, now it's 4 years in a row we've done this Feast of the Seven Fishes. That's a wine dinner where myself and the chef from The Hound, we pair up and do a collaboration. We do 7 courses of seafood paired with wines and cocktails. So that's coming up in December. That always sells out. And then, of course, New Year's Eve, there's no better place.
Scott, thank you so much. Alabama Gulf Seafood. Find out all the info you need about recipes and locations to eat Alabama Gulf Seafood at eatalabamaseafood.com or on social media at AL Seafood on Twitter and Instagram and Alabama Seafood on Facebook. Stay with us. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Come by the Depot.
And come.